I found my stepmom's secret Reddit account. She hates me and my siblings and has been venting about us online. I'm really peed off and want to vent. I even cried reading the things she said and I don't know what to do. My father has been married to my stepmother for 5 years. He has been divorced from my mother since my younger brother was 2 years old. There is no beef between them and they have a great co-parenting. I have a 17-year-old sister, a 16-year-old brother, and I'm 25. Then my father has a 3-year-old son with my stepmother. I found her Reddit account in a pretty random way. Since I'm only home on the weekends, I let her use my computer. She forgot to close her email. She doesn't post too much, but she comments too much. I was honestly going to close the email, but it caught my attention that all the replies were from its step-parents subreddit, so curiosity won me over. I know. It's not a good thing to do and curiosity killed the cat. The first thing I saw was her last post in which she detailed things about my life in a random Reddit sub, criticizing my decisions, and even lying to get people to support her. She has posts on that site talking about how happy she feels when my siblings are not at home. My sister adores her, but she has comments talking about how she can't wait for them to turn 18 and leave the house because she just wants to share the house with her family, my father and her toddler. It seems that she doesn't see us as her family. She has a lot of comments answering other people that it's totally okay to not love your stepchildren because they're not family and it's okay not to consider them one. She has comments talking about how much it bothers her when my dad and brother have sleepovers. They just watch a series in the playroom and then go to sleep, as she is tired of hearing the laughter of a teenager and can't wait until we all leave the house so my father can be with his real family. But what she hates the most is having to learn sign language for my little sister. It had always seemed strange to me that SM still struggles with sign language, but now I know that she never really put in the effort to learn. My sister always said that for many people sign language is very difficult, so I never said anything. But now I know that she always found stupid to learn how to communicate with my sister when my sister always tried to help her. I was too surprised by the hatred she has when my father spends time with me and my sister. Her jealousy towards us is so obvious that it disgusts me that there were so many people who told her how they feel the same way about their SDs, to the point of sexualizing things. My siblings are not problem children. They even love her very much, and what fills me with anger the most is that she is so fake in front of us. Do you know the number of times I offered to babysit my stepbrother so she and my dad can go on a date? All those times she refused to let me take care of him, but now I saw comments that she left about how I am living at my father's house and I don't help her at all, only for other people to respond saying that she should give my father an ultimatum to make me leave because I'm too old to live with him and he has a new family. I cook my food, do my laundry, share a room with my sister. I help my father pay the bills while SHE doesn't, and only come home on the weekends because I'm doing a police academy for a full week. I don't even care if I'm making too obvious who I am. It was my father who told me to move back with him, so that when I come back from the academy on Friday nights, it will be a shorter trip. She sexualizes my interactions with my father, saying that it is not normal for me to sleep a nap hugging him and that I should know my place. He is my father. What the hell wrong with her? I'm so disgusted. Relevant comments. Commenter. Show your father what she really thinks of you all, because once you're all eventually out and she gets her wish, she's going to work double time to keep it that way and isolate him. Commenter. You won't get any inheritance. She will make sure of it. OP. I don't think my father has anything to inherit to us. We all lose in that grinning face with sweat. OP on why she is in the police academy. OP. I live in a third world country. Half of my colleagues are women in vulnerable situations that the only way out they found was to get into the police because here you get free health care, education, and money. Women who have left their children to walk forward in the only way they found. You demonstrate your privilege by criticizing and being judgmental about someone just because of their work without knowing everything behind it all. OP on if she has had a relationship with her stepmom and if they have talked on a regular basis. OP. Honestly, I would have taken the time to sit down with her and chat about how she feels before I knew all of this. She's had years to adjust. But now? I don't give a shit about what feels a person who says I want to fudge my own father and that learning sign language is a waste of her time when my sister feels bad for not being able to communicate with her too much after years. Nothing justifies being jealous of a daughter with her father. Nothing justifies her comments. It's one thing to say you're stressed and another to make up things on the internet about your stepdaughter. Update 1. Hi. I decided to delete the post because for now I can't tell anyone what happened because I'll basically be locked up in the academy until Friday morning. In fact, I shouldn't even be using my cell phone now. Someone with too much free time shared the situation in that sub of Steprints to warn my SM. I have screenshots of everything, including a video showing that it is her email and showing the comments. If she sees that post, what will she do? Delete the account? I already have the proofs. But I don't want my siblings to find out before I tell them, and I know that those types of posts usually end up in those TikToks that re-upload posts without permission, so I prefer to delete the post so that it doesn't stand out even more. I'll tell my siblings don't use Reddit or that kind of content. I'm going to post again in that sub when I talk about everything with my family, so I hope Redditors know how to keep the secret of the post for now. I know they won't, ha ha ha. Being a stepmom is hard. Yes, one thing is feeling that you're having a hard time, and another totally different thing is making a post saying that you hate it when your stepdaughter is around her father because you think she's going to FCK him. TF. It is not the same to say, being a step-parent is stressful, than to say, honestly learning SL is unnecessary BC when the girl turns 18 I will not see her again. It is a waste of time since she can read lips. Also, some people complained about me hugging my dad. I also take a nap hugging my mother or my siblings. I'm sorry for having a family that loves me and are not perverts who see a hug as something sexual. Woozy face. Probably next week I will be able to maybe give an update. The academy keeps me working almost all day. Comments. Commenter. Oh honey, my heart breaks for you. You do those sound very mature and responsible. I have helped my sister raise my niece who is now 23 and is totally alienated from her dad, who left my sister for his now wife when my niece was only 10 months old, and step-family because her stepmom is much like yours, but has done far worse things, but then in a narcissistic way blamed it on my sister and I. My niece acts very tough and nonchalant about it, but a good few months ago, we were watching Hope Floats, and she just burst into tears sobbing, "Why doesn't Dad love me? What did I do wrong?" There is no perfect outcome for this, sadly, but I do feel that she needs to know that you know, and so do your mom and siblings. If possible, do it in a calm, factual way that protects your integrity. From my experience, do not respond in or mirror or act like her. Always maintain your dignity and equilibrium in spite of what people here might say. Always maintain the upper hand. My sister and I did not, and sadly reacted to a lot of what my niece's stepmom did with rage. She, as any good narcissist, would in turn use this against us. Update 2. Hi. For now I'm going to post this little update here since I haven't spoken to my father yet, but I spoke with my siblings and mom. I told my dad that I was staying at a friend's house when I left the academy, but I actually went to my mom's house and told her everything. She doesn't even know what Reddit is. That site isn't used too much here, but I translated the comments and posts for her. I showed her the videos and my mom was furious. I explained to her that in the comments BM, it's biological mom. I was confused about it too the first time I read that, also with SM. So my SM also made comments and posts complaining about my mother being that they have always had a cordial treatment. But still my SM was lying saying that my mother was troublesome. No one in the comments said anything. Everyone supported her and they recommended that she should move far away with her legal family. Far away from the problematic BM and kids. Zany face. First we told my brother, who was also upset, and said that she was a fake, but that he has seen her ignore my sister and pretend that she does not see or hear her a lot of times. He explained that like me it also seems strange to him that SM has not yet learned sign language. My siblings spend a lot of time at my father's house. Just like English or Spanish, sign language is much easier to learn if you live with someone who uses it every day, therefore it is strange that SM doesn't use it. He said that even my father has offered to pay for her classes, but she says she doesn't have time. We asked him if he noticed any other behavior of that kind, and he said that SM doesn't let him take care of our younger brother, which she also does with me, but curiously she does let our sister take care of him, so I don't understand that. Other than that, she's never treated him badly or anything like that. At the time of telling my sister, she was the most hurt. She cried especially because of SM's comments towards me calling me a whore. It's kind of ironic how the comments towards her affected me, and the comments towards me affect her, haha. Something that my sister noticed that I didn't is that almost all of SM's comments are criticizing me, my sister, and even my mother, but of my brother, she has only criticized sleepovers, or when he comes back late from being with his friends. But she has criticized my and my sister clothes, made up things about my life, confessed that she hates it when we hug our father. She said we're too clingy, she talked badly about my mother, etc. My sister said it's sexist and maybe she's got some mental problem. My sister said she always believed SM didn't really hear her, and she maybe wasn't speaking well and didn't understood her. I think that's the shittiest thing of all. My sister's greatest pride is being able to pronounce some words no matter how short they are or if they sound like noise for some people. We understand her, but SM made her feel insecure every time she ignored her. I know that my sister always justified that by believing that it was her mistake and that SM made an effort to learn, but it was simply more difficult for her. But now we know that no, she was never interested in learning. I'm getting mad again as I write this, sorry. My mother said she was going to talk to both of them, mainly because even though it's an anonymous site, SM's way of expressing herself is sick and she's not going to let my siblings be around someone like that. Oh, but she's venting. Being a stepmom is lonely. I receive comments like that. It's not the same to say, I feel lonely and I feel stressed than to say my stepdaughter behaves like a slut just because me and my minor sister uses a bikini for the pool. Her account is old. She's been leaving comments like that for years. With lies. With complaints we never heard before. It's just messed up. We arranged that we're going to tell our father all together and show him everything. So we're probably going to tell him tomorrow because I need to leave to the academy on Monday. My SM account is not deleted. It's crazy how she makes things up to get approval from strangers. At this point, I don't even know if she's crazy or a mythomaniac. I would like to go back to her email since the password is saved, but I don't know if she will receive a notification of that because this time I closed the account. Update 3. We talked to my father over the weekend. For now, he is staying at my mother's house. It is a complicated situation since in the middle of everything is my half-sibling too. During the weekend, I went to my father's house, and the first thing I did was tell my stepmom separately that I've seen her Reddit account and I'm going to talk about it with my dad. She told me that I can't condemn her for something she uses as an intimate diary, but I told her that this is not a diary. It is a social network where she makes her problems and lies public. If someone other than me discovered her account, then what was going to happen? Were they going to believe all the things she invented? If her identity was revealed on that account by someone else, I would have too many problems and could even be kicked out of the academy. Again, there's a big difference between saying I'm stressed and my stepdaughters behave like sluts around their father. I simply told her that my mother and sister also know it and would come to talk about it too. She, for obvious reasons, just want to lock herself in her room, not wanting to talk with me. Once we talked to my father, I showed him most of the posts and comments. There were so many crazy comments that I think it would take me too long to read them all because they were just so long too. She's that kind of people who comments the bio of their lives in the posts of other people. My father got angry. My SM never expressed having a single problem with us like that. The situation would be different if we knew what she thinks about us. My father went to look for my SM, who refused to talk about it and was mostly angry with me for violating her privacy. My father told her that she's insane for thinking that my sister and I sexually provoked him, that he can't believe the way she talks about my sister and the happiness she expresses every time my sister goes to the hospital and is not home, how she expresses to be counting the days until my sibling stops going to the house forever. My father told her that she knew that he is a father and that he would never leave us aside. She made her decision, and even so, instead of talking about her problems, she decided to create an account to play at being a victim. She said she needs a place to vent, but he told her that venting is not the same as telling lies. Venting is not the same as hating your stepdaughters and talking horrible things about them, and she could have spoken about it and not just lie. They argued a lot, but it didn't get anywhere because she kept defending herself, and my father only told her that it was over. My mother told my father that she is not going to let my sister and brother be around a woman who is clearly mentally unstable because no normal person thinks like that. After arguing too much, and even trying to make SM understand that what she did is wrong, she just justified herself all the time. My father went with us and told her that he is going to come back just to see my brother every day, but that he no longer trusts her and never saw that side of her. She lied for so many years. Nothing really went as I expected. I think I at least hoped that she could apologize, but I think she doesn't even think that what she did is wrong. In her mind, everything was totally justified because being a stepmother is difficult, but nothing justifies her being so cruel and poisonous. But yeah, that's what happened. I think it's hurtful to know that someone can hide that much darkness inside. I wasn't too close with her, but I liked her, to the point of sharing my clothes and things with her, so I also feel sad about it, mostly for my dad. Update 4. Hey everyone. I'm back with another update and things have gotten even more complicated. So, after my dad spent a few days at my mom's house, he decided to confront SM again. This time he wanted to try and understand her side better, hoping that maybe there was some kind of explanation that made sense. He thought if he approached it calmly, she might finally open up. Spoiler alert, it did not go well. My dad invited her out to a neutral place, like a park where they used to take my little brother. He thought maybe a familiar, calming environment would help her talk more openly. They sat down on a bench, and he started by telling her how much he loved her and how he never imagined she felt so isolated and unhappy. He tried to emphasize that if she had just talked to him about how she was feeling, they could have worked through it together. But SM wasn't having it. She got really defensive and started accusing my dad of not understanding how hard it is to be a stepmom. She said that no matter what, we would never accept her as part of the family. My dad was stunned because we never treated her like that. In fact, we went out of our way to make her feel welcome. Then she dropped a bombshell. She admitted that she had been seeing a therapist for a while and that the therapist suggested she find an outlet for her frustrations. Apparently, the therapist didn't suggest Reddit, but SM took it upon herself to start posting there. She claimed that she never meant for things to get so out of hand and that the comments were just her way of coping. My dad was furious at this point. He asked her why she lied about us and made up stories. She couldn't give him a straight answer. She just kept saying that she felt trapped and didn't know what else to do. My dad told her that her behavior was inexcusable and that she needed serious help. So now, my dad is considering getting a legal separation. He's talked to a lawyer about the steps he needs to take to protect us and make sure my little brother is taken care of. It's heartbreaking because I know my dad still loves her, but he can't trust her anymore. In the meantime, things have been tense at home. SM moved out temporarily to stay with a friend while they figure out what to do next. My little brother is confused and keeps asking when his mom is coming back. It's hard to explain to a 3-year-old why things are so messed up. We're all trying to adjust to this new reality. My dad has been spending a lot of time with us, trying to make sure we're okay. We're doing our best to support him, but it's tough. My sister is still really upset, and my brother is angry and withdrawn. We've been talking to a family therapist to help us navigate this mess. As for me, I'm just trying to focus on my training and take things one day at a time. It's been a rough few weeks, but we're getting through it. I'm grateful for all the support and advice from you guys. It's been a huge help knowing that we're not alone in this. I don't know what's going to happen next. My dad is still figuring out his next steps, and we're all just trying to take it day by day. I'll keep you all updated as things progress. Thanks for listening. Update 5. Hey everyone. I'm back with what I hope is the final update to this saga. Things have taken yet another turn, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything that's happened. After my dad's talk with SM, she moved out to stay with a friend, and my dad began the process of legal separation. My little brother was having a hard time with it all, so my dad decided to take him to a child therapist to help him cope. It's heartbreaking to see a 3-year-old struggling to understand why his mom isn't around. Meanwhile, SM decided to make things even more complicated. She started sending my dad long emails, alternating between apologizing profusely and accusing him of abandoning her. She even suggested that we all go to family therapy together to work things out. My dad was hesitant but agreed to one session, hoping it might provide some closure. We all went to this session, and let me tell you, it was a roller coaster. SM started off by crying and saying how sorry she was for everything. She claimed she never meant to hurt us and that she was just overwhelmed. The therapist asked her why she felt the need to lie and make up stories on Reddit, and she couldn't really answer. She just kept saying that she felt isolated and didn't know how to cope. Then my sister, who had been quiet up until this point, finally spoke up. She told SM how much it hurt to find out that she never really tried to learn sign language and that she felt like SM never cared about her at all. SM tried to defend herself, saying that it was too hard and she didn't have the time, but my sister wasn't having it. She told SM that she always made the effort to include her and that it was obvious SM never saw her as part of the family. My brother chimed in too, talking about how he felt betrayed and angry. He said he could never understand why she treated him differently than us and that he didn't know if he could ever trust her again. My dad was visibly upset, but he let us all have our say. The therapist tried to mediate, suggesting that we focus on how to move forward. But honestly, it felt like too little, too late. SM kept alternating between tears and defensiveness, and it was clear that she didn't fully grasp the damage she'd done. After the session, my dad decided that he couldn't go through with trying to reconcile. He told SM that he needed to focus on us kids and that her actions had caused too much pain. SM didn't take it well and accused him of giving up on their marriage too easily. She said she'd do anything to make it right, but my dad was firm. He told her that some things can't be fixed with just an apology. So now, my dad is moving forward with the legal separation. SM has been staying away, but she's still trying to reach out to my dad, alternating between begging for forgiveness and lashing out. My dad is trying to stay strong for us, but I can tell it's taking a toll on him. My little brother is doing a bit better with the help of his therapist, but it's going to be a long road. My sister and brother are still processing everything, and we're all trying to support each other as best we can. As for me, I'm trying to stay focused on my training and take it one day at a time. This whole experience has been a whirlwind, and I'm still trying to make sense of it all. But I know one thing for sure. My family is strong, and we'll get through this together.